Yes, guys, happy Sunday. As you can see, I am by the ocean. Usually, I can never film here because it's way too windy. But right now, it is just less of a windy day in Iceland, which is an absolute miracle. But, anyways, guys, I want to make a video today on our boy Federico Chiesa, the absolute hero on Friday night, and the fact that he is set to stay at Liverpool Football Club. He was supposed to leave. You know, it seemed like he was going to leave for first team football ahead of the World Cup next summer. And the fact that Atalanta are interested in him, all the signs were showing that he was going to return back to his homeland in Italy. But recent reports are saying that he's set to actually stay at the club. One, because he wants to fight for his position. And I think that goal on Friday, genuinely, sometimes you just need a big moment to kick on. And I think that might have been his big moment to prove to Slot that he can be a really valuable asset to the squad this season and that he deserves more game time. And I truly hope that's the snowball effect from his winner against Bournemouth at Anfield, you know, that late winner. But yeah, guys, it's just absolutely brilliant because I think so many of us love him. He's such a, you know, even though he's still, I would say, probably the star of Italy in terms of, you know, what he delivered in the past and how much he's loved by the Italians, yet he's so humble. Like, he barely got any playing time last season. He never complains, always has the brightest smile in training, and there's just something that's, for me, he's up there with the most likable players I've ever seen play for Liverpool. And that's because I just don't see ego there, you know, even though he has so much talent and things haven't worked out so far at Liverpool. He just seems like he's the type to never give up, and I just love players with that kind of mentality, that kind of energy about them. And I'm desperate for him to succeed. Genuinely, I'm desperate. And there's no one I would have wanted to score that winner more than Federico on Friday. And that's why I'm still so made up for him. And like I said, also with the fact that, you know, the tragedy of Diogo, the fact that we sold Lucho, Darwin, and now most recently Ben Doak, I think that's even more so of a reason to keep him because we've lost so much of our attacking depth, and he can fill all three positions. You know, he can, yes, the left wing is his primary position. We know when we saw prime Chiesa, it was on the left wing and he could turn inside onto his right foot and finish, you know, but I still think he looked very good when he played center forward for us. On the right wing, he can definitely play there, especially when, you know, Salah goes away at AFCON. We will probably need him at right wing, him and Frimpong. So he's definitely someone I think we should keep. And like I said, having someone with that kind of mentality and energy around the team too is so beneficial, I think. Because even me, just like watching him and seeing photos of him training and videos, it just brings a smile every time. And I think that's the kind of impact, the effect he has on the rest of the team. And I just think it's absolutely brilliant, you know. And we want to keep players like that around. And I do believe he still has the ability. Many people have said, oh, after his injuries, he's no longer the player he once was. I still think there's many signs that the ability is there, you know, and now that he's had an entire season to kind of get back to full match fitness and get used to the environment, the team, get to know the league a bit more, I think it's just going to help him, you know, help him find his best self again. And if he can find his best self, my goodness, guys, he's an 80 million pound winger when he was back in his prime. I'm not saying he can get back to those levels, but if he can get somewhere close to those levels, that's going to be a huge asset to our team. And that can be one of the most beautiful stories of this season, I think, if he kicks on. Because, like I said, I think he's a player, no matter who you support, you love him. The Italian fans absolutely adore him. Even the Juve fans, you know, who are devastated he left, adore him from what I see. And they're so glad to see him score his first Premier League goal on Friday and for those scenes at Anfield. Because, again, the character, that's what I think we can all relate to. Beyond just the footballers, and they almost seem robotic to me, to us, the fact that they're like these robotic athletes, you see such a human side to Federico, you know, and you can see the joy on the pitch, the joy of being a professional footballer. It seems like he's never forgotten that, and he's never let kind of clearly, you know, a lot of fame in Italy. Like I said, he's probably still the star player for Italy. The fame and the kind of the glory that comes with the wages you earn and everything else, it seems like he's never lost that childlike part of him, which I think probably is one of the toughest parts of being a professional footballer. How do you kind of become this like elite athlete where you need these standards that are almost robotic nowadays, and yet keep that childlike self, which is just about enjoying the football and not letting all the rest get to you. It seems like he knows how to do that, and I just think that's why we absolutely adore him, you know? So, guys, let me know if you agree, if you think Federico will end up staying. What you think's going to end up happening with Federico? What kind of role he'll have in the team this season? But like I said, everything that I've seen in the past 48 hours indicates that he is going to end up staying at the club, and I'm just so happy about that. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Sunday. I will be doing a watch along for the Arsenal United game. That's going to be a very interesting one to see how Benjamin Sesko, the new star striker signing for United, does on his debut. And then same with Gyökeres, right? He's also big money striker signing. So I'm really curious to see how that game will pan out. But yeah, guys, look, I'm just going on my daily walk right now by the ocean, and I'm listening to, I don't know if any of you guys know, I mean, probably only French people, but there's this really great film director called Marcel Pagnol, and I watched one of his films last night, and this is one of the things I love the most about France. There's so much investment in culture here in France. And so, for example, I became curious about Marcel Pagnol because I've seen some of his films recently, and they're really brilliant. And there's this Radio France, which is like an app, public radio app, you know, that's funded by the state, that goes in depth for a lot of people that were important in the culture in France. And so I just looked up Marcel Pagnol on there, and I see there's a 6-episode series that goes in depth on Pagnol and his career and his vision and his story. And I'm about to listen to episode 1 now on the walk by the ocean. So I just feel lucky right now. Lucky and blessed. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, that you get a chance to go on a walk and let your mind go a little bit. And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next one. Up the Reds. You'll never walk alone, guys. Ciao.